We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. You missed it. You're out of your mind. You're like, what do I do? I'm going to sort you out. You haven't missed anything. In fact, everyone is sitting around going, are we bullish? Yeah, we are. Larry and BlackRock are coming. The price of gold is sending a message that people simply and plainly do not understand. They do not understand that Bitcoin is going to follow gold. Bitcoin is telling you that sovereign paper is being devalued slowly but surely. It's not about how much people are paying for a rock. It's about money. It's about a move in the foreign exchange market, of which Bitcoin and Ethereum are a part of. Altcoins, as you've noticed, altcoins quite perky. This whole ecosystem is undervalued. Next year, it's going to be a new paradigm. It's going to be Web3, and it's also going to be very simply crypto as the only place to get outsized returns and invest in technology. Period. Government spending has to come to an end, and everything that's been going on in legacy for years is all going to flip around. What the catalyst is, I don't know, but Bitcoin 125K is coming. Don't believe me? It's okay. You'll eventually get involved. I would strongly prefer if my people got involved now, right? As in option expiration is coming up, right? And then possibly quarter end. Any gymnastics on these two events, time to get involved. Legacy will go over the charts. I just cannot believe that portfolio managers in equities are not going to rotate out of stocks at all-time highs and not roll into something like the Bitcoin ETF. Matter of fact, you know they are, because BlackRock has gone way out of its way to say, we got all the Bitcoin to back this. We got the research reports out. You shouldn't have Bitcoin tied to the stock market. It's a currency. It's not a risk-on asset, as they say. The decoupling is at hand, meaning stocks are going to do what stocks are going to do, and Bitcoin's going to do what Bitcoin's going to do. And basically, that means go up. All right, let's welcome who's here. Let's welcome our members, right? Big Rich, right on. Welcome. Super Matt, Quaz the Kid, the Chosen One, a new member. Gian, welcome. Bob Marsh, the Unhinged Crypto OG, fixing his car with some of that money. Right on. Okay, Andre is here. Jordan, Yappy, the water guy, welcome. Bull Runner is in the house, wishing the Eagle King well. Right? Welcome. Philip, Indie Rock Crypto. Caroline is here. Caroline, welcome. Patriot Caveman, Daniel J, Jersey Strong. Schiller coming to you from Twitter, welcome. Steve J, which stands for the Jedi of DeFi. T451, Yuxel, Sheb Ant, some new names here, welcome. Jessica, which LuxAlgo package do I need to get? The middle one. The one that's $34. You can get LuxAlgo in the link down below. I'm going to see if I can pull that up and show you. Steve is here. SEI, APT, all looking interesting. Token unlocks could be coming. Somebody mentioned that. Watch out in SUI and SEI, right? Bob is saying token unlocks coming. Again, when people sell off token unlocks, that's when the real move is happening. Steve Mesa saying today could be the pullback. Everybody's waiting for a dip. Everybody wants a crash. You only get crashes when you don't want them. Frankie B is here from Twitter. Gary, welcome. Joe Mike, members. Okay. Joe Mike is a member. Welcome, sir. Okay, this is a reminder. YouTube Premium is now open. YouTube Premium has 2 levels. Level number 1 gets you a $4.99 membership. So that's like priced for people inside and outside the US, right? Where the dollar could be tough. That gets you a cool emoji next to your name so I can say hello to you on a priority basis, and it gets you a priority on comments. Now, the big YouTube membership, the one that's $49 VIP, that essentially is a one-stop shop. All of our altcoin research, soon to come AMAs. We've had an AMA already, as well as live streaming. Okay. You can, whoops. Like if you look at my main YouTube page now, and we're going to go right to news in just a second. But if you look at this, right, all these members only videos are right up here on the top now. Soon to come live streams where we do part of the live stream here and we go to advanced altcoin overtime, which is essentially portfolio selection live. You got a join button over here, and you've got one on the stream. You've got one on the stream, on the chat right over here. So please come check that out. It's time to get involved. This is a repeat of last year, period. End of story. This is happening. Also, a reminder, don't forget that Patreon is available as a middle tier. Patreon gets you a 6th Street podcast. It's the exclusive home of the raw and ready coaching plus TA in report style in addition to the video. You can also buy our altcoin reports in the store if you don't want to do it monthly, but you save a lot of money with YouTube Premium. So get in there. This is like last year. You got to get involved now. You get involved when people are like, oh, well, I'm going to wait for confirmation. I'm going to wait for the dip to 62. Okay, bro, you go right on and keep waiting. You go right on and keep waiting. We're going to go bonkers. Okay, so somebody from FTX is, it's going away. They wanted time served, and they're not getting it. Okay, so Miss Caroline bought herself 2 years in the clink. And there's an important reminder about FTX, all right? These people stress tested the entire crypto system. I thought what these guys did was going to be the end of the world. And guess what? It wasn't. It gave you Bitcoin below 16K for 6 months. People went to sleep on this market, and BlackRock hoovered it all up. You sleep on Bitcoin, you will not be able to live with yourself come March. Now, I understand people may not have as much money as they might like to put into the market. I get it. I get it. But whatever you can do it. Because our system has been stress tested. Legacy hasn't been stress tested in quite a while. This guy, yeah. The Wall Street watchdog. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got everybody but this one. Seriously. It's amazing how this guy continues to act like he's going to have a job. Wonder what think tank Gary's going to go work at. Is he going to go to school and teach people, teach Gen Z that he doesn't like crypto? He's acting like he's still going to be there in February or in January. Whatever. Fat chance. U.S. representative called him the most destructive SEC chair. Yeah, dude, you missed all the bad guys and you punished the good guys. Hate to see you go, buddy. 42 congressmen getting the program, getting with the crypto program because banks need to custody crypto, right? Bank of New York, all these big custody houses. Why can't they hold crypto? I know that you want to be your own bank. You want to be outside the banking system, right? But not every normie is going to be able or comfortable to get outside the system. So if banks can hold tokenized assets and crypto, it helps adoption. It helps it. I mean, what's Gensler worried about? Banks are going to take risky assets. They're going to do stupid things. They can't manage risk. We'll go over a slide of what Gary should have been looking at, which, by the way, will benefit Bitcoin massively, massively, right? In other words, every time governments make a mistake, right? Every time government makes a mistake, Bitcoin benefits. Okay, Union Crypto is here. Welcome. Duilo, Super Matt, right? Super Matt just getting his loyalty badge. Welcome, sir. Angela B. Patreon members need a symbol too. I will do my best on the technology, but remember, Patreon is the OG. They are the OGs. They get 6th Street Crypto and everything I can get my hands on. Minor J, Jordan Key, welcome. Okay. Let's go back to the news. Mark Cuban says Gary Gensler is awful. We know this. We know this. Elon Musk applauds pro-Bitcoin El Salvador president. You know what, Elon? Love you, bro, but anytime you'd like to hop on the payment rails part of Twitter, in other words, it's like, well, you can see the comments, not see the comments. Elon, turn it into a payment network. Let's go. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Right? Elon has people knocking on doors for their politician of choice. Let me just tell you something. If you want something better, whatever that is, you got to go out and convince somebody to vote your way. To vote your way, whatever that is, right? In other words, they can spend all the money that they want. If you're pro-crypto, then you need to ask yourself, what can I do to make sure that I'm not looking at this guy anymore? Buy. Leaked U.S. government crypto strategy. So somebody got a hold of a document from Wyoming as a reminder, right? As a reminder, there are plans inside U.S. states, and undoubtedly there could be inside the U.S. Treasury. If the Bank of New York right here, BNY Mellon, right, gets the ability to hold crypto, that opens it up to the whole street. Actual crypto. Visa wants to test tokenized assets. Remember, Visa wants in. They did a stunt where they bought a CryptoPunk in the last cycle. I don't know how well that worked out, but, everybody wants in on crypto. And I got news for you. All the people that work in the treasuries of these companies, they are sitting in front of their Bloomberg terminal and they are watching what is going on with gold. Up every day, up only. And all these clowns on the internet are like, yeah, that means gold's better than Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. I've never bought into this adversarial relationship between gold and Bitcoin. We'll talk about it in a minute. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America lose a lot of money trying to offload rotten debt. So basically, people start defaulting on credit cards. Any type of debt instrument that is dependent on credit card payments becomes distressed debt, and banks are trying to offload it, and they can't unload it because there's no liquidity. There's no liquidity. There's nowhere to go. They can't get out. Card delinquencies continue to rise. This is eventually going to hurt banks, right? But tokenized assets would help these guys. In the meantime, they're losing money. And you know what? When they're charging 25% interest, I don't really feel sorry for them, which is why Warren just continues to sell Bank of America. This guy just continues to sell. He's like, oh, you guys need this? Okay, excellent. Buy. Buy. Not doing it anymore. If you had invested $1,000 in Bitcoin when Jamie Dimon said he would fire any employee in a second for holding Bitcoin. Jamie's pretty good at, hyperbole and getting people's attention. Listen, there are going to be lessons over the next year and many years out. If you can get yourself into 0.2 Bitcoin, so that's like 10K, which, that's not a small amount of money. If you can get 0.2 Bitcoin, that could get you in the top 1% of wealth owners someday in the future. Just ask yourself this question. How good would you be doing if you bought Bitcoin in 2014, 10 years later? How would you be doing? How would you be doing if you got whatever money you got into Bitcoin or even in related altcoins now and tried to hold on for years? Years. Guys in Patreon and guys in private YouTube and even over there on Unhinged Crypto, right? I got another free option for you if you need it, right? If you got money into this market now, just like last year, this could pay off enormously, enormously. Okay. FBI warns of growing scams. People, don't click on anything. Just don't click on anything. Like in the Patreon chat, which, by the way, you get direct access to me in Patreon. Okay. You don't. I don't even put Twitter links in there. I don't. Patreon is a middle tier. And just as a reminder, this show, this existence, this research is brought to you by my Patreon group, right? My Patreon group. They want something special. I'm going to try to get it for them. Time for China to turn on the printing press. Huh? What? There's a problem in China? You mean 20% of the world's GDP? The economy responsible for 20% of the world's economic output is falling out of bed. Money supply growth, the weakest drop in decades, meaning there's no loan activity, suggests a 20% collapse in imports. In other words, they can't buy stuff from anywhere else, right? It's literally coming unglued. They unveiled some huge package the other day, which, created a huge bear market bounce, right? But just as a reminder, we did $85 billion a month for 10 years or 9 years. China announces cash handouts for the poor. Why? Because their youth unemployment rate is 25%. The American youth unemployment rate is 9%. Again, China's sweeping stimulus, only a shot in the arm. Fed, ECB, China, all have to cut rates. Bank of England, Bank of Canada, all going to follow. You cannot have economic growth like this. You cannot have economic uncertainty like this. You cannot have problems with banks and credit cards and just not have these central banks cut and cut and cut and cut. And high-powered money is next if you have a problem with the banks. Now, the good news is U.S. mortgage rates are falling, triggering big wave of refinancing. This is actually a piece of good news because the housing market can start trading again. The housing market really can't fall in price unless you get, liquidity in people's hands at an affordable rate. 30-year mortgage rates fell to 6.13. Okay. Really, to get housing moving again, you got to get to 5. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Why? Because Americans are running out of money, right? Savings rate 2.9%, credit card debt 1.1 trillion. Depressing? Not really. Not really, because you know what, people? And I'm in the same boat, right? I got to make whatever sacrifices I got to make to get to get involved, to just get involved, right? Get involved with both hands before this thing does what it did last year. And who knows, this market may do something now at quarter end And you may get some time over October. Last year, October was up only. This time, the whole explosion could be after the election if we get a crypto-friendly outcome. Please do not doubt what can happen here. Please do not doubt what is going to happen here, right? And again, somewhat shameless. Right here, you got a report on Coinbase alts. So I got privacy coins, things that were related to ZK rollups, and I have Coinbase alt, let's call it a portfolio or a grouping. So if you got to get involved in Coinbase, right, that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it, right? You can jump in there. Guys are charging $200 a month. I'm not charging that. Now, let's go to BlackRock. Oh, no, wait. Let's do some FUD. Let's do some FUD. Fire alarm interrupts cryptocurrency conference. Yeah, okay. Good luck, buddy. You know what? Everyone leaves the building and just hits the green button. Coffee bake, green button. I like this. Political commentator says Bitcoin mining is nonsense. Sucking away, 8% of the world's electricity. Right. And that's why Silicon Valley is trying to reactivate nuclear plants to pay for AI data centers. Let's see. We can use electricity to have money and freedom. You can click on any Michael Saylor video for the endless details on that. Or we can build Skynet. Gee, I wonder what we should do. Come on. Yeah, here we go. Nuclear power plants won't be enough. Won't be enough for big tech. Right. Okay. Yeah, let's do these guys. But Bitcoin, that's a rat poison. Yeah, let's not do that. Whatever. Long dormant Bitcoin whales are waking up. What is going on? I noticed this pattern. Don't you notice that every day there seems to be a whale waking up? Oh, whale wakes up and sends Bitcoin to Kraken or Coin, whatever. You guys have fun. You bought Bitcoin in 2010 or 2009, and you're going to sell now? I don't know, man. This feels like a stunt to create theatrics to hold it down. This is not going to work. Like, remember, oh my God. Remember on Twitter? Oh my God. Arkham says country in Europe sells more Bitcoin. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here we go. Pouring in now. Transitioning off the FUD. VanEck says $100 billion asset manager VanEck says the Solana has the potential to reach 50% of ETH's market cap. Why? Because it's money. It's money. BlackRock has purchased 350,000 Bitcoin worth $23 billion since 2024. By the way, just so you know, BlackRock thinks IBIT is going to have up to $50 billion at the top end. So they did 25. They got to do 25 more. And just in case you haven't had enough comedy for today, the Securities and Exchange Commission says crypto mining devices are securities. I mean, it's like, is that the B? Is that the Babylon B? Okay. There's options expiration coming up. Okay. So at the end of every quarter, they have options expirations. Options are derivatives products that people use to make bets, whether the market's going to go up, whether the market's going to go down, or how volatile the market is going to be. Is it going to be very volatile, or is it going to sit in a range? So there's three types of traders that are active around options expiration. Technical analysis around options expiration, it's good. We'll go over it. But if they give you a dip on these type of things, it'll be the same thing with quarter end. It doesn't have a lot of meaning if it goes down, great. Most likely it's going to sit in a choppy range, which nobody should misinterpret as something negative. Matter of fact, when you're a chart guy with options expiration, sometimes you take the day off. I ain't taking a day off, right? Because this is about getting people involved with the altcoins that they need, as well as the AMAs and all that, because this is what you needed to do last year. This is what you needed to do, right? BlackRock wants to get its Bitcoin off the exchanges within 12 hours. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, that's because the next round they're going to have to market buy, right? Uncle Sugar sold a lot of their Bitcoin to BlackRock this time. Who knows? In February, Uncle Sugar could be buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin more linked with U.S. Fed. Traders say the China news, not a big deal. Okay, yeah, that's true for the tactical trade for today and tomorrow, right? But everyone's got to stop looking at today and tomorrow. Stop it. Stop it. Where's this thing going to be in December? Where's this thing going to be in March? Materially higher. People are used to Bitcoin as this slow, slumbering instrument. Yeah, historically, like I have said this, and people think I'm crazy. And you know what? That just makes me want to say it more. What happens if this whole bear move, this whole sideways, whatever, that we've lived through for 6 months, which has been painful? What happens if all that gets unwound in like a week or 2 weeks? They just gap this thing up to 75, right? ETH goes to 3,700. And everyone goes, why were we ever bearish? You realize that? I mean, do you want to ask yourself, why was I ever bearish? Like at the bottom of the 87 crash, like, why did I sell? Why did I get upset? I mean, I know why you got upset. I get it. The price action was horrible. But the reason you're watching this show, the reason you're in Patreon, the reason you're in YouTube Premium, the reason you're following Unhinged Crypto, the reason you're going to like and subscribe to this channel is because it's time to get ready. Because you don't want to be talking to yourself in March. You don't. I like this. Okay, so these are all smart people. They have their shows. They do their thing. Lady of Crypto will be all out of crypto by September of next year. Okay. So my father was a stockbroker. He used to watch the ticker tape go by, and he had a telephone on his desk. That was his technology for his career. And he had a famous saying where he would go, you know what? If people call me up and say, when should I sell? You should buy. And if everybody calls up and says, when should I buy? You should sell. So everyone's talking about, when am I going to get out? When's the cycle over? When's the cycle over? You think BlackRock is in because they think Bitcoin's going to go to 125 and then retrace to 10K? We're going to have the 90% drawdown thing? No. No, we're not. Now, taking profits? Okay. Yeah. All right, fine. You know, some things you have to take profits on, right? But if this crypto cycle isn't a cycle anymore, it isn't a cycle anymore. This is the thing that nobody even wants to talk about. They think I'm crazy. What happens if you have a prolonged up move because Bitcoin becomes money and because altcoins become tech stocks? You got to build the rails of the internet on layer ones. And that's not going to happen? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, right? Angela, run it up. Let's run it up. Welcome, Angela. Union Crypto. Okay. 10,000 VeChain coins, according to Union Crypto, will get you where you need to be. Aiken is in the house. Okay. Shadow statistics show unemployment much higher than you would think. Okay. Much higher than you would think. Okay. Listen, people, it is time. It is so time. Okay, back to LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo affiliate link is down below. Somebody asked me about what plan. I think the premium plan at $39.99. The Bill Noble indicator is in the works. The Bill Noble indicator searches for Elliott wave signals, allowing you to interpret it like, is the trend beginning? Is the trend ending? When can we transition from like consolidation to trend? And I got them to hook you up with like a literally a Black Friday rate. That's not what I just showed here, but I got them to hook you up with a Black Friday rate. If you buy it, you know, whatever the indicator that comes out, branded for me, created by me, you know, I'm hooking you guys up. I get it. You guys are spending money. There's Patreon. There's YouTube Premium. We got something for everybody. The power of LuxAlgo, you know, allows me, you know, one more time, you know, when you see stuff like this, when you see my ability to crank out all of these reports in a short time frame, that's LuxAlgo. That's LuxAlgo. And we'll do Altcoin Overtime today because I'm going to hook everybody up. I'm hooking people up today. Okay. Also a reminder, hit the like button. Do it. That helps the channel. Let me help you. Okay, here we go. PowerPoint coming up. Let's roll. We got stuff we need to talk about. Now, let's talk about the mother of all cup and handles. So there's a lot of lessons here. This is a cup and handle in gold that goes all the way back to 2011. It's on a quarterly chart. So how long have the gold guys waited? Well, gold did nothing from 2010, right? Woke up on COVID, but hasn't done anything. And they lived with this handle, right? Handles are horrible. They're horrible, right? It's choppy. Every time you think it's going to get going, and you could even make an argument that this was a cup and handle, and the handle was a cup and handle. The bottom line is the upside target for gold is 3,000. Now, what do you think the newspaper is going to look like when gold hits 3,000? New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, gold hits 3,000. What does it mean? Well, people, you watch this show because I'm telling you what it means right now. Right now. It means sovereign fiat devaluation. They can't do it in the fiat foreign exchange market. You can't keep lightning in the bottle. They're going to do it in gold. Let me ask you something. What happens if gold blows through 5,000? What happens? Like, okay, let's, yeah. What happens if gold blows through 5,000? You know, you could have Fibonacci extension work. I'm sorry. What happens if gold blows through 3,000? You could have Fibonacci extension work taking this market much, much higher. And silver hasn't gone up yet. ETH follows gold and silver. Hussman Strategic Advisors, thanks to my buddy Andy, right, shows that the percentage of the largest 10 stocks as a percentage of all equities. In other words, back in 2000, the big stocks, AOL, Cisco, Microsoft, Dell, Intel, they made up a huge chunk of the market. Okay. Same thing in 1929 with different stocks. So we have AI, we have a new paradigm, and we have everybody with their money in 7 stocks. And you know what? I don't care. You want to buy you want to buy shares in a $3 trillion stock? Have at it. What, you know, you're buying it from Warren Buffett. You're buying it from Warren Buffett. But if that's what you want to do, fine. Now, Lady of Crypto may have a point in that she wants to exit equities in 2025 because when all the sugar that the government's pumping into the market, all the government spending in economics, they call it G, gross domestic product, C plus I plus G, right? Consumption, investment, government spending. Government spending goes down, GDP goes down. GDP goes down, Stock market is, I don't know. I don't know. But if you want to buy a stock that is worth $3 trillion and skip Bitcoin and Solana and, artificial intelligence coins in crypto, please have at it. Meanwhile, Michael Saylor, Larry Fink, Mike Novogratz, soon to have company with Company A, Company B, Company C, all the hedge funds, they're all coming. They're all coming out of this, and they're coming into IBIT. Just in case you don't understand and you've never heard the saying long Bitcoin, short the banks, banks are still holding on to securities that have dramatic losses on them thanks to how fast interest rates rose. So yes, interest rates are lower. They're going lower, and they have to go lower because there's all this distressed debt in the banks. I mean, it's a fact. The Fed has been keeping the banking system alive single-handedly since Silicon Valley Bank last year. Why do you care about this? Because this impacts the integrity of what I call sovereign fiat currency. Sovereign fiat currency. Check this out. The Fed sketches out a slow slog to unload central banks' mortgage bonds. Wait a minute. Are you telling me the Fed is trying to stop out of securities? Are you telling me that the Fed is in this pool with unrealized losses on securities? Wait, you mean the Fed bought all the bonds in the world when interest rates were at zero and now they have losses? Okay. And we're going to sit around and debate the minutia about whether you should buy Bitcoin at 64, 63, or 62, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, it's at 65. Oh no, it's at 63. Listen to yourselves talk. What are you talking about? Talking about central banks got to stop out. IBIT, the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. Money flow on LuxAlgo is about to go green down here. You got a gap. You got a LuxAlgo buy signal. LuxAlgo has inserted support underneath the market. Everyone might sit around and wait for this gap to get filled at 35. Sometimes the BlackRock ETF fills gaps. Sometimes over here, it doesn't. And it just goes whoop. I don't know why you would go down and fill this gap, but if you did, you would be there with both hands, because when Bitcoin ETF options come out, that is going to allow massive speculation. And when you have massive speculation, when you have people buying these derivative instruments called options, every time someone makes a bet that Bitcoin's going to go up by buying, say, a call option, some market maker that sells that option has to buy Bitcoin. And if enough people buy enough calls, okay, market makers find themselves very short call options, which is okay. They know how to manage it. Those are the guys that trade how volatile the market's going to be. But if the market starts trending, people with options start winning. And what do the people that sell the options have to do? They have to buy more and more and more, also known as a gamma squeeze. So you're hearing this right. Once Bitcoin derivatives, once call options and put options come out, if you started a massive trend higher in Bitcoin, the people, the investment banks, all these players that are involved in options market making, they would have to buy more and more and more. So U.S. Treasury, BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Mike Novogratz, options market makers, there is no more Bitcoin. You got to start asking yourself these questions. There is no more Bitcoin. They're going to go after this thing, something fierce. And everybody's like, look at this crash. Look at what they did. Look at how they forced everyone out. How many times did they do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. They just kept forcing you out, forcing you out, forcing you out, forcing you out. Everybody out, everybody in. Let me rephrase. First, it was everybody in early part of the year. So everyone in, everyone out, everyone back in again. Bitcoin on a 4-hour DeMark chart, it's understandable that you would get some sort of correction. 62 is a gift. Okay. If you don't get a correction, Bitcoin is poised to launch itself higher. A lot of blue sky here up to 75. Bitcoin quarterly. How about we bust out a quarterly chart, right? So what do we got here? Well, let's see. Based on the DeMark work, you could have 3 more up quarters. Won't give you the whole rocket scientist spiel. By the way, Bitcoin's unchanged for the quarter. Crashes, oh my God, the world's falling apart. The yen carry trade. Oh, there's a geopolitical event. Blah, blah, blah. Unchanged for the quarter. Thank you for coming in. ETH, sideways, quarterly on Ethereum. Just a reminder, ETH unwound the entire year. We are starting over in Ethereum. We are also sitting on a big quarterly moving average. You could have 3 more up quarters in Ethereum. Can you imagine if all of this unwound itself? Because as I keep saying, as I will continue to say, ETH does very well when gold and silver go up. MicroStrategy, same thing. 3 more up quarters. Solana, quarterly. Okay, not a lot of history. Okay, looks like kindergarten candles. But the way DeMark works, when you're in the middle, when you're going 1, 2, 3, 4 on your way to 9, you would expect some kind of dip around the 4th candle. What do you got in Solana? Well, I don't know. You got 180 to 120 and then unchanged. Got nothing. But that dip, I mean, how many times did they take it down to 120? Completely in line with theory. How about 5 more up quarters? That's 15 months. How about 15 months of upside in Solana? Everyone's like, oh, well, it's about pump.fun. No, it's not. It's about money. S&P. Wow, don't you love these guys? Look at them go. Taking out the DeMark resistance. It's like green, 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 green. Guess they're expecting the Fed to have to put high-powered money in the system. They could have 3 more up quarters, which is nauseating, but there's been a decoupling. So even if these guys wind up going sideways, all the action starting either late October, definitely after the election, possibly sooner, is in crypto. And that is the market update. Okay, let's see who we got in the chat. Okay, Steve J wants to look at Juan. Ronan also yes. Ronan is worth looking at. I got that in one of the Coinbase portfolios. Right on. Crypto Crawler is here. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. Okay, my coup is here. How about SUI? Do I think it will go over $1.76? Okay, the short answer to that is yes. And welcome, sir. Don't forget, folks, Supermat in the house. Jordan, right on. Thank you. Don't forget, folks. Don't forget. It is so time to get involved. It is not funny. That QR code will get you in. Okay, we're going to live TA. Live TA under that premium membership is going to evolve. We aren't going to necessarily need to do altcoin reports anymore, although we will. But we're going to be doing this stuff live, right? I got a partner who uses Banter Bubbles, and we're going to be putting Banter Bubbles together with LuxAlgo, which is also in the link down below, along with Patreon. We're going to put these things together. Forget about it. Nobody in crypto is doing anything like this. Nobody. Okay, Steve J, let's talk about it. Let's get SLV up. I'm on a hot streak with sharing the screen. Okay, SLV. Silver. Okay. So you see this gigantic range. Well, first of all, I mean, silver doing well. LuxAlgo putting support underneath the little fledgling rally. Okay. Money flow is coming in. They mean business in silver. Let's just look at the 3-month chart. Let's look at the quarterly just for laughs. Okay. This is SLV. Let's go over here and look at silver. I know it's kind of boomer, but it is very relevant for ETH. Because if ETH gets going, like what we were able to do with just Solana, really, the last time, I mean, can you imagine if ETH gets involved? Holy cow. Here's silver. Okay, this is silver quarterly. Okay, well, first thing you'll notice is that it has not made a new high. I think the only reason for that is because you may have selling out of China because of retail distress. That said, money flow has been coming into silver since 2021. I'm pretty sure that's a bull flag. Silver is bouncing off equilibrium. Silver doesn't get expensive until it's at 50. The realistic next target is 34 or 39. Don't see how that's not going up. Don't see how that's not going up. Okay, what else we got? Okay, is SUI going over $1.76? Okay, so I do understand they have token unlocks, but the answer is yes. Okay, this thing is available on Coinbase. This is stretched out. Okay, but there's a rounding bottom here. There's support underneath at $1.44. And if you just do the when in doubt, zoom out. I mean, again, money flow has just started coming into SUI after epic LuxAlgo capitulation, right? I mean, it's just epic, right? Then it breaks out of this rounding bottom formation. I don't know, man. I don't think you have to worry about SUI being overdone until it's at 220. Now, if there is a dip, if there's a token unlock or they decide to sell or take profits, I mean, LuxAlgo's got so much support inserted underneath here. It's really hard to see, you know, it's really hard to see how that goes down. Oh, I mean, materially. Okay. Sheb Ant. Quite scary. Witness armored tracks on a motorway in the UK. You know what, folks? I got news for you. One thing that I'm going to do on this show is I am never going to stop telling people and you that you need to do everything you can to be free. You can get on the news. You can listen to talk radio. You can listen. You can watch this and talk about, I got a missile. I got this. I got that. Forget it, right? What matters is freedom. What's the best way you can get freedom right now? Crypto. And I'm using my platform to get that message out there. Joseph Green here from Brazil, right? Joe Mike looking at Pond. I don't want to give it all away, but yes, I am looking at Pond in YouTube Premium. So don't forget to go check that out. Now, Cardano. You know what? I think we all got stuck thinking Cardano was no good. Now, I'm not saying Cardano is or is not good. Cardano has gotten itself back to LuxAlgo equilibrium at 40 cents. Money did flow in. I think people got themselves a little bit too short, but, okay. Cardano may have made itself a diamond. I just saw this right now. Living up to the essence of live TA. So if you like Cardano, Diamond targets, just let me label this chart. So this is Cardano on a daily basis. Okay, you travel the width of the diamond from the point of the breakout. So that puts Cardano in the LuxAlgo premium zone at 52 cents. You know what, folks? If you like Cardano, more power to you. More power to you, man. Seriously. Okay. Going through rapid fire altcoin TA, altcoin overtime as promised. Now, people, when I'm doing altcoin overtime, you know what you got to do? You got to hit the like button. You got to subscribe to the channel. Now. Security, real world assets, they were tokenizing treasuries and borrowing stables against it. This is going to be like a source like Tether, where they're just going to keep making stable coins to buy Bitcoin. Deposit a treasury, buy Bitcoin. A lot of support underneath this, near $1. A lot of support underneath it. You know, have not seen the money flow yet. The primary capitulation was in July. Okay. OCTA. Okay. Let me just get to one thing here. OCTA is a DePin coin, right? Has anyone done anything with DePin? Everyone's like, oh, I missed out. What have you missed? This stuff is everywhere. Cups and handles, head and shoulders bottom, 5-wave bottoms, LuxAlgo capitulation. Like, you know, you want to do DePin? Find a DePin coin. All of these coins. Like this particular coin, I believe, was in a Patreon premium report, say 3-4 months ago. What have you missed? Nothing. Nothing. If anything, they've smacked it. They've smacked it all the way down to support, right? All the way down to support. Arweave, same thing. What have you missed? Nothing. Nothing. Right? Nothing. This is cloud storage. Cloud storage. JKL. More cloud storage. Okay. Just for laughs, look at where equilibrium is in this. This coin is trading at 19 cents. It's up 5%. You probably think you can't buy it. All these reports, you know, in the YouTube premium section. And by the way, they're also in the Patreon store. I mean, you can shop individually, right? It's way cheaper if you do the monthly. And this is all over these reports. Distance to resistance. Like this can go up 100% before it gets to resistance, right? Hathor allows you to create your own tokens. So you had a lot of FOMO in this, obviously. LuxAlgo buy signal was September 8th. Equilibrium is at 10 cents. It currently trades at 3 cents. Distance to resistance. I mean, it is unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable, right? I mean, okay, Juan 12-hour, please. Oh my God, Juan chain from back in the day. The 12-hour chart for Steve. Okay, you have a lot of very perky coins. I'm guessing that this might be some kind of accumulation. Crypto does accumulation a couple of different ways. Okay, I know it's a very busy chart. Okay, probably a little bit overbought short term, but it just keeps on going, right? The LuxAlgo take profit signal, the top one, the first one is at 20 cents in the premium zone. And if they really go FOMO, it's 23 cents. the point is, maybe this has a corrective pause, or maybe it just goes right to the top end of that box. In other words, this market is going to catch people off guard. It's going to catch people off guard. Like, people are going to sleep on it. They're like, yeah, I don't need to get involved. I'm going to wait for the dip, right? Because it went down, it only went up like 2 or 3 days in a row, and not every altcoin went up. I'm super interested in this XEC coin because it's digital cash. Now, this got to its equilibrium zone, so it is in a state of balance. You don't have to be in a massive hurry. But again, money flow just now going positive, right? Where was this thing? Where was this thing? I mean, can this possibly be, some sort of basing pattern down here? It certainly looks that way. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. They loved it up here. They hate it down here. Okay. Entangle, a monthly chain. Where is it, man? Where is it? Where's Entangle? Okay, here it is. Entangle. Yeah. Okay. When in doubt, zoom out. Or in this case, zoom in for an epic, gigantic capitulation trade. So either there's something wrong with the project, or this is a multi-chain, cross-chain product. Obviously, you have to do your own research, but the coin currently trades at 0.09, and this is at 1.4. Equilibrium is at 1.4, and it currently trades at 0.09. Okay. Taraxa, a layer 1. Perky today. 5-wave bottom, LuxAlgo in. Money flow hasn't even turned green yet. Equilibrium is at 10 cents. It's currently it's at 0.00. It's at 0.01. It's currently at 0.005. I don't know. Let's try English. 90. Mask, a social token. Anybody remember SocialFi? Like DGen? Any of these coins? You think after what's going to go on in November, people aren't going to want decentralized media? Think again. Think again. Again, for Altcoin Overtime, hit the like button. Okay, RLC. Okay, again, this process is a good example of one of the reasons why I went to premium YouTube in addition to Patreon. In Patreon, it's awesome. I can do reports and I can do, stuff every night with 6th Street Crypto. But if I did a premium report in Patreon, right? If I did a premium report in Patreon, it was hard to do follow-up. This way, I can do follow-up on the regular. Okay. RLC. Same thing, man. Massive capitulation. LuxAlgo in. 240 is resistance. Okay. Lots of tokens breaking out. Mike M wants to know what I think about Orange Man coin. Guess what, people? Everybody thought this was sell the fact. Everybody thought, oh, yeah, I want to be out of this well in advance of the event in November. Guess what? You could be looking at an epic case of buy the fact, right? Look at these guys give up. Look at this, right? You got every LuxAlgo buy signal in creation. You have, look at this, right? Like literally every whale puked this out because they couldn't get centralized exchange liquidity. I mean, is there anyone left? Is there anyone home? I don't think there's anyone home, right? And if this guy pulls it off, right? And if he lives up to the, I don't know, to the fame, to the nostalgia, I mean, he's sold the sneakers. His wife's got a book. He's got NFTs, a gold coin, right? In other words, he's captured that area under the demand curve for all things orange. That leaves room for the next wave to be right here. Because again, at $1 and something, I mean, yeah, these things can always go lower. Yes, it's a meme coin. Yes, I understand that. But what would happen if you were able to accumulate this thing below $2 and then, you know, it rides to glory, which is what people thought was going to happen or earlier, but they all capitulated. Okay, I got to leave it there. Let's review. Don't talk yourself out of this market. Talk yourself into it. Okay, YouTube Premium is live to help you, right? Even if all you do is get that emoji, remember, you get priority on comments. Patreon, right? Patreon, these are the originals. You get a podcast every night plus TA, raw. Okay, these are the original people, and for them, I am eternally grateful, and I will always work hard to keep them happy. YouTube Premium, if anything, allows you to pay one price. Pay one price to get those altcoin reports, not to mention the fact that special live streams, portfolio selection live with Bill Noble and Toby Ward, LuxAlgo, and Banter Bubbles. You cannot possibly miss it. You cannot possibly miss it. One on the way out for Philip, GLMR. Okay. Believe it or not, Toby's looking at Moon River, which is similar. Money's coming in. Wouldn't it be funny if Polkadot woke up? Okay. Somebody coming in from Twitter, the final coin, Toncoin. Boy, remember everyone was like, wow, I'm really hot on Toncoin. Everyone forgot about it. Toncoin just broke a LuxAlgo trend line, hanging out at equilibrium. You know what, folks? I should share the screen. Okay. Toncoin breaking a trend line. Glimmer and Moon River, money flowing in. People, hit the like button on the way out. I love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.